Hey homegirls, welcome to my channel. Today is the look for less and I cannot wait to share what I have made. My first look for less project is coming from Josh in Maine. They were selling these for about $15, not on sale. And I know that we can make them for pennies, super cheap, super affordable, and the look is identical. So you're going to go ahead and take some black foam core board, cut it down to size. I did a 5x7 size, and then for the corners I just matched it up on my cutting mat, and then from corner to corner in the box I cut a nice line on both top corners of my tag. Then to create the hole for your rope, you're going to take the ruler circle that you saw there, and you're just going to cut around after you've traced it. Then once you've got everything all cut out, you're going to go ahead and paint it. Now I'm going for that chalkboard look, and how I do that with paint is I mix cream with black. It has more of a slate gray color versus using white and black. I feel like it looks a little more washed out. Once the paint is all dry, I'm then going to take my pencil and I'm going to sketch on the number for our family members. So I'm going to do number 5. I thought this would be so cute year-round to display somewhere in my home, on a shelf, on a table, but I just love the way it looks. And this is the thing, friends. I know that so many people have crickets or silhouettes, but there are a lot of people who still don't have them. I have them in my home and I'm so grateful to have them, and I feel very blessed to have them, but I want everyone to see that if you don't have a super fancy cutting machine, using paint and a fine tip paintbrush is all you need, because you can get the same look. And you know, maybe in the beginning you'll feel, you know, that painting it by hand is a little tricky, but the more you practice, the more you keep painting and trying, the better and better and better you're going to get at it. And I just keep playing with it until I get the look that I want. And the other tip is whenever you're painting white on black, sometimes the black can bleed through a little, so I'm making sure I go over it a few times to make sure that it's nice and crisp looking. I like it when it's got that nice crisp white look on the slate gray. And then at the N and the O, I'm just taking my time because they're smaller letters. And then the little dot, I'm just going to flip my brush around and tap on a little dot with the end of my brush. So again, don't feel intimidated with having to go out and buy machines to be able to create this look. You can paint them by hand and save yourself even more money, and this really is a super cheap project to do and has such a cute impact on your decorative shelves. Now I'm going to take some brown paint and I'm going to simply just tap a couple corners here and there to give it that rustic look, as if it's been weathered by the salty air. And then to go along with that coastal farmhouse look, which I love, and I know that's also Yami's jam and style on her channel, I'm going to take some of this nautical rope that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I slipped it through, looped it, and then I'm twisting it back together and tying a knot at the top. And then to continue on with that nice weathered beachy feel to it, I'm going to just fray out the tips of the rope. Now this rope came from the Dollar Tree, as well as the other supplies that I'm going to be using in this video, but I love this rope because there are 3 ropes twisted together, and when you untwist it, it triples the value of this rope. So it's a really great rope. You can use it really thick or you can lessen it. Now I decided to do one more version of these tags just to show you all that these have so much potential. I think they're so cute to put around your home. I'm going to take some more white paint, and see here, I'm not doing any pencil sketches on it. I'm just freehanding this, and this has just come with time of me practicing and just enjoying painting letters and numbers by hand. So I'm just going to take my time and just write out the word welcome. And again, feel free to write it with pencil first and then paint it on. Now a fun tip is to take the greenery that you can get from the Dollar Tree and glue the ends together. And this is how I create a mini vine from the Dollar Tree. Right now there's spring florals that they're just bringing out, their bundles of florals. they have these leaves on them. They have all colors, pink, blue, white, yellow, and these leaves are so cute. And when you glue their tips together, you can create a vine. So I'm just gluing them together to create a little wreath. I'm going to add on a lace bow. This lace is also from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to add on another one of those ropes to give it that nautical feel, but yet have that farmhouse flair that I think so many of us love. And then I'm going to distress it once again with that brown paint to give it that rustic, beachy, weathered, salty air look. If you don't know, the Look for Less was created by Yami from the Latina Next Door, another one of my really dear friends that started YouTube around the same time I did. She and her co-host, which is Natalie from Design to the Nines, are putting together this challenge. There is a playlist that is linked down below my description box. Make sure you go check them out. They should be at the top of the playlist, as well as all the other girls playing along with this challenge. This next look for less, I was dying when I saw this price. I cannot believe that this was being sold for $49 and on sale $39, because the Dollar Tree actually carries succulents starting around this time of year. They're $1 for each one of these stems. I picked up some of this Spanish moss and then this white bowl over in their kitchen section. All of these together were so much cheaper than what they were selling it for at Pottery Barn, and I think it is a good knockoff if you love a succulent look in your home for plants. So take a regular pair of scissors that you know are starting to almost be out the door, that you don't mind using for some cutting on plastic. Cut next to the edge and just take your time staying as close as you can, and then cut off the handles. They actually cut off pretty easy. I'm showing you in real speed how quickly they come off. And then you're going to take some foam squares and you're just going to glue them down to the bottom of that container. Then you're going to take some moss, you're going to pull it apart, massage it some, because when it's in the packaging it's kind of all balled up really tight to fit in there. So just pull it apart, and then you're going to hot glue it down over the styrofoam so that you don't have it fall out over time. Then you're going to simply take your succulents and you're going to just poke them down into the styrofoam. Again, can you see why I said I was shocked at how much they were charging for that plant? So they sell succulents on Pottery Barn, and they had this one I'm holding right here. They sell 3 of those for $20. I think that's what it was, might have been $25. If you buy them from the Dollar Tree, you can buy 3 for $3. So go pick up some succulents. It's totally worth it. If you are new to my channel and you're coming over from the playlist, welcome. My name is Heidi with Happily Thriving Heidi, and I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday and Friday, I do craft videos. I do this thing called Friend Friday, and then on Wednesdays, I do Clean with Me's. All right, let's move on to the third and last project, which is this topiary. I could not believe that this was originally $1.99, and we are going to do it for way cheaper. Now, I'm super excited about this project because this is a brand new product at the Dollar Tree. Run right now to your Dollar Trees and pick these up. Just don't buy all of them so that I can pick some up too. Anyway, they're super cool. They are these spheres that are made out of the metal wiring, and if you've been shopping there for a while, you'll know that they are the same wires that they use for their wreath rings. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to cut down this sign. Now, it's only because I didn't want to run out to the store and buy another one, because they actually do sell these smaller, but I just need a base for my topiary. So I'm going to cut this down, and then I'm going to put one of the sides back on it so I can get the right size for my topiary base. Again, they sell these smaller signs, and I just was being lazy and didn't want to drive out to the store. Plus I didn't want to spend another buck. I already had this one and I knew I could cut it down to size. So if you have one on hand that's already smaller, then you're all good to go. But once I got that all figured out and cut down to size, I'm then going to take some E6000 and some hot glue to make sure it holds it in place while the E6000 dries. And then I'm just going to take this candle stem holder and I'm going to hot glue it and E6000 it to one of these plastic pots that they have at the Dollar Tree. Again, all of these supplies are from the Dollar Tree, and this is super affordable. I spent $9 to make this thing versus $1.99. Crazy, right? So once I have my base and everything all done, I'm going to take a piece of foam core, and you can see here that it's just a little bit smaller than the base. And I want to be able to make sure that the planter top part and the glass adheres well to the bottom. But if I try to do E6000 or hot glue onto the foam core piece, it's going to eventually pull off and break. So what I've decided to do was trace the base of the candlestick holder, the glass, onto the foam core. I cut it out and then I hot glued that down, and then I took some E6000 and put it on the base that is a thicker, harder surface to be able to hold on to versus that foam core. Added some more hot glue around it and then inserted the glass stem onto the base. This is going to allow it to really dry and bond well. Now these are the floral stems that they have right now. These are the ones I also used to make that vine earlier on the tag. They're called wildflowers and I love them. This other flower here I'm holding was actually around the fall time. I think they carry it all year round. I've seen it for a long time, but I'm going to take off those little greens that you just saw me holding there. Now to make sure your sphere stays in place, you're going to open it up to your liking, and then you're going to take your hot glue and just hot glue it into place. Now I want to create it to look like dried out vines on it over time, like you would see on a regular topiary outside, the stems and the vines. So I'm going to take some twine first, and I'm going to just lightly wrap around every single one of its side, and then at the top I'm going to kind of create a balled up effect by looping it around a bit, going back down one side, looping around the bottom, going back up a side, adding more to the top until I get the desired look that I want for this topiary. And then once you're all done, you're just going to cut it down towards the bottom so you don't see any weird, twine sticking out, and hot glue it into place. So here's how the top looks. I think it looks so cute like this, especially when we start adding on all of our greenery and flowers. So you're going to go ahead and just pull off all of your flowers from your bundle stem, the wires, and you're going to cut off the ends to separate them all. You don't want any of them to be clumped together because we want it to look like they're vines trellising up this sphere like you would see outside in a garden. So one by one, you're going to take your hot glue. Don't burn your fingers. I did multiple times. And then you're going to put down a greenery, maybe a flower, maybe some more of that greenery. And you're just going to keep going all the way down, mix matching and just keeping it flowing natural and pretty. And I didn't do it the same length on every single sphere side. Some were less, a little lower. Some went all the way up to the very top, that knot that I did with the twine. And you'll see at the very end when I show it all wrapped with all this greenery how you don't want it to be so obviously consistent. You want to kind of make it look like, some are growing better than others, and it makes it look more real and natural. So when someone sees it in your home, they'll think, wow, that's so cool. You have something in your house like that, and you'll say, I made it myself. So here it is, the finished look, and you can see, like I said, some go all the way up to the top and some don't. Now, once everything was dried, I spray painted it black to get that cast iron look like we had as our inspiration. And then I'm going to take just a tiny bit lighter than black, a very, very dark slate gray. I'm just going to lightly dry brush on some of that paint because we want to create that cast iron look, our pot. And then, just add back in some black where you feel like you went a little too light because it's supposed to look like it's black, but you want it to, look like it's cast iron. And then again, because I love this rustic look, and this is kind of the theme of what I'm doing with this video and all these projects. I'm just going back in with some brown paint, lightly tapping the corners here and there, and then blending it in with the black to create that really pretty rustic, out in the weathered air, the sea salt air look. Once everything is all dry and you've gone around all your desired places of your pot, you're ready to start filling it in. So I'm going to take a foam square, cut it down to size, make sure it fits in there really well because we want this to last for a long time. And then I'm going to hot glue it all into place. I'm going to also make sure that I stuff around the sides to make sure that it's really snug in there and being held in well by the hot glue. Another tip is that you don't want it to be too high up there because you don't want it to bump into your topiary. You want to make sure that it's sitting nicely. Now I'm going to slow down for this next part because I want you all to see really well what I'm doing, and I don't want to go too fast. So I'm taking a piece of wire, folding it in half, just like this, and then I'm going to put it on the end of the topiary that's going down into the pot. I'm then going to hold it as close as I can to the topiary sphere, and I'm going to just twist it to create a nice tight twisted piece of wire up at the top. And you're doing this because the topiary itself is going to easily come off if you just only hot glue it or E6000 it. So what I'm doing is I'm creating this wire support, and then I'm putting some glue here on my foam, and I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to shove it down in to the foam, and it's going to help hold it down in there even more snug and secure without it falling out. Then once you've got that in place, you can hot glue around the sides where the sphere touches into the pot, and it'll stay on there for a really long time, and you won't have to worry about it falling apart or rolling away when somebody bumps it. Once you've got that all hot glued in place, you're then going to take some ferns that they also have at the Dollar Tree right now. I'm telling you, the Dollar Tree has so many beautiful florals. I'm so impressed this year. I think you're going to hear me say that a lot in my videos. I'll try to hold back on not making that comment every single time, but I just get so excited with each new season. They keep bringing out better and better things. So you're going to go ahead and put in some of those ferns, and then you're going to also take some of your green moss and fill that in to cover up all the foam. And then I'm just taking some more of these little, wildflower stems, and I'm just kind of putting them in there. Now to finish off that farmhouse nautical beachy look, I'm going to take some of that thick rope and I'm going to just wrap it around the base. The other reason why I decided to do this is it just cleaned up that bottom base look, and I don't know, I personally liked how it looked. You don't have to do this part, but I really liked it. I thought it looked really pretty when it was all done. Then I'm going to take another rope and I'm going to hot glue the back side so it stays in place, and then I'm going to just tie a simple knot on the front, and I'm going to fray out the ends of the rope to create, again, that nautical pretty look. I think I've got that on my mind quite a bit, that farmhouse beach look, coastal look, just because I'm thinking warmer weather. It is so cold right now in Missouri. I'm missing my California weather that I grew up with my whole life. So this is the finished look. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss all my upcoming craft videos and my Clean With Me on Wednesdays. I love having this YouTube channel and all the friendships that I've been making lately. Everyone has made so many amazing comments, especially on my last video about what's been going on with our son. I'm so grateful for everyone's tenderness. I'm going to get to all of your comments. Thank you all so much for your sweet, sweet, tender thoughts and prayers sent towards our family. Now make sure you go and check out the playlist that is linked down below and see what those girls are all up to. As always, let me know what you think about the projects I've done today. I love reading your comments, and until the next episode, bye homegirls!